So, previously, the group of you have traveled, not entirely willingly, more accidentally, to the ruins of Crypt. This seems to be a settlement of some sort, in the middle of a desert. You cleared out what appeared to be some undead on the surface, and found a small temple space beneath the heat of the sun, set into the lower levels of a hollowed out stone plateau. To gods that probably have not heard a prayer in untold years. You did find some scrolls, and started to piece together a bit of the history that had happened here and why this place was abandoned. The henge network of the ancient empire of orcs that once ruled over Aquan had stopped working at some point. These henges, powered by the bone maul stones, of which you had found one when besting Mayor Tidel, and then used to power the henge to get you to here. Once these teleportation arches were no longer active and able to be used, this isolated community, due to its location, became totally disconnected from the rest of the world and slowly starved to death. One of the scrolls that you found said, "Do not open the prisons. There's been screaming." Of course, so you opened the prisons to find out what the screaming was. Within you found some archaic torture devices and an open well that descended somewhat, but then became natural stone. And down you went into a strange dungeon space, which seemed welcoming and off-putting at the same time. One by one, you pushed through the various rooms and disabled or sprung various traps, a door exploding in someone's face, a whole passageway blocked up with stuffed animals, but eventually made it to the lowest level, underneath a sign that said, "Final Boss." You fought a mechanical and steam-powered draconic creation of some degree of artifice, and upon smiting your foe, letting it fall into a crumpled heap finally, a hidden curtain rose, and on the far side of the curtain, floating above a rectangular yellow area, there was what you all as players recognize as a beholder. He addresses the group of you. "Well done, well done. It is my pleasure to see that you've been so successful in this adventure. You did it. Very good, very good. Please, may I know your names?"
My name is Siegfried.
Ah,
That's my
Siegfried. I am Yerl. I'll put that in chat for you.
Then I will step forward and say, "We are the Bloody Mad Dogs, and I'm Dun and Firebeard, the leader of this motley group."
You do not look like dogs to me.
It's more a...
It's
what to
more a
say?
metaphor.
Yeah, to remember it easier.
Ah, understood. Understood.
And excuse me the question, but what are you?
Ah, I am Yel.
Yes, that is your name, but what are you? I mean,
Ah,
never seen a floating eyeball.
ah,
It's very close.
I believe your folk call me a beholder, although it is not a good name.
What would you call yourself then?
I would call myself Yell.
Ah, right.
Right?
So-
yeah. I was keep going down.
No. So
I'm
what did we get?
Helleros.
What do we get for completing your dungeon?
Ah, yes. Let me fetch you your prizes. He floats over this way. And you can see the locked door that is on that section of the room. Where's my door button? There it is. Opens. And then you see a sort of outcropping. It looks like a step up, like a threshold stone. Sort of depress as one of the eye stalks glows for a moment. The stone drops down, and two heavy scythes swing back and forth at what would be knee and shoulder height for a medium-sized creature, until they lock into the opposite walls. Pretty deadly trap if you try to sneak by. Good tricks. And he floats in about halfway, and then floating out back behind him is a chest, about 2 feet wide and a foot in height and depth, with a curved top. It looks quite heavy in its construction. Here you are. This is the prize for anyone who has defeated my steam monster.
I'm just rolling for the incense healing, sorry.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's real neat. I'm Willem, by the way. Can I draw you? 'Cause you're...
Draw me.
Yeah.
Of course, that sounds wonderful. I would just like to see what it looks like afterwards.
Oh, yeah, sure. I've never seen anything like you. Can you see with all of those eyes?
Yes, I can see everything with all of them.
Well, that's great for seeing what's behind you.
Earl, is there a reason you wanted someone to come down here?
Oh, I've been here better part of maybe 20 years or so, and it gets quite boring. So I had originally made this place to, like, hole up. Yes? That is how you say?
Yeah,
But
it's a place no one bothers you, right?
yes, but got boring. Not much happened. So then I changed it to be a welcoming and fun experience for any who come. Did you enjoy my traps?
Honestly, it was a little fun.
It was fun. I really loved that moving table and that knife. That one over there, Eolas, got cut by the knife. It was freaking hilarious.
Ah, yes. The last group, such as yourselves, that came in, about 2 years ago, did not like that one as much. One of them died to the knife.
Yeah,
This
it's a
was
shame.
2 years ago. Do you remember anything about them?
Uh,
Their names, or maybe did they come through the same gate we did?
They came down, yes. They did not get all the way down to my steam monster, unfortunately. It would have been wonderful fun to see them.
I think
They looked like
Siegfried,
they were having fun.
that
up
must
until
be
they
the
died.
the tiefling that we found, and the ones in the prison where you got your lock opening. Thing there.
The one who fell from the star symbol on the ground. Yes, with the horns.
Yes, we
Yes.
found them.
She made a hilarious sound when she crunched.
The cake
So-
was a good touch, by the way.
Thank you.
So,
I don't make that one.
Earl, do you know anything? You've been down here the whole 20 years. Do you know anything that's been
Mostly.
on the surface in that time?
Oh yes. I have one of the eyes. A few of the eye stalks on the one side of his head sort of just turn and sort of point towards the door. I have a dedicated chimney to be able to float back up to the surface through there. I go about to check on things, but
So,
I don't really leave the ruin area.
so you've seen the gate we came through, correct?
Oh, yes. Yes, I have.
Did the last group come through that gate as well, or a different one?
No, they followed mostly the same path. They got to the murderous giant fake duck, and one of them died in there, and they went back the other way, and went through the exploding doors.
They are not fun.
Yeah, there was no
My experience.
explosions left. You
Mm.
you made the only thing that explode.
Mm.
You could have just opened the doors.
It was too risky.
But you
But the
don't
duck
know,
was pretty fun.
but you don't know what travel gate they actually came through on the surface, correct?
Oh, gate up there. No. The arches you speak of.
Yes, yes. Did they come to the same arch as
N-
we did, or
n-
somewhere else?
I do not know. I believe they came from further north.
Mm.
And crossed
Oh,
the desert.
they crossed the desert. Oh,
Do you
Not
any
a good journey. Several weeks.
Yaril, do you know a way to open those arches? I mean, we found a stone, but that's on the other side of the arch we came from. To go back, we need another one of those stones. Do you know by chance where to find one?
You see the one of the stalks sort of glow with a yellowish light for a sec, and then the lid of the chest opens up. And of the things nestled within, you see a large sapphire with what looks to be writing on the inside of it.
Yes, exactly like this.
So
Oh,
this.
so you have one.
be careful when you touch it. Done last time, I saw a vision.
He's already grabbing it.
You reach out, Dun, and as your hand closes around it, you hear the words from Siegfried. Sort of wait for the vision to come. Nothing shows up.
I
In
just
your hand.
shake a little bit.
It,
Nothing happens. Why are you afraid? Here, catch. And I throw it to Siegfried.
Yeah. Does anything happen when I take a look at it this time?
when you touch it, no, nothing happens.
You're too superstitious, Siegfried.
No, I honestly was hoping I'd see it again because I didn't get enough information last time.
Does the shape of the stone we found look different than the other one we found when we came here? Or is it exactly the same?
No, it is the same cut. It appears to be. It
Okay.
is a different stone. It seems like these bone maul stones might be able to be created out of various types of gemstone, of the appropriate size, but it does appear to be the same cut and it's the same sort of spider-like pattern on the spiderweb pattern on the inside of the stone, out of what you now at this point recognize as orcish runes.
So this could either be a way for us back or to venture forth through those arches.
Okay, I think the best thing we could do is just try and stick it in the arch we came through. Hopefully it opens it.
Slightly, yeah.
I have some other prizes for you as well. Do any of you like jewelry?
I do.
Ah, wonderful. Here, might I present these to you? And you see a very small box sort of float over to you, Willem.
Ooh, is it shiny?
Now go ahead and open it.
This isn't one of your games, though, right?
No, no.
Okay. And then would open it up.
Contained within are two beautiful earrings. Each is slightly dangling, with metal that seems iridescent and reflecting more light than should possibly fall upon it. Beautiful in how much they shine. and 2 purple gemstones. They look like maybe flawless amethyst, cut in such a way that they have a pattern sort of upon the surface of them. Maybe painted, maybe etched by magic, in such a way that it looks like lightning bolts crackling through the amethyst. And Yarrow will explain what these are. These are earrings of shattering.
They are shiny. I knew it. I was also going to ask. There's that book up there. Was that one of your traps?
Ah, the book. No. So some of the space that I found here, I did not make it. I think there might have been a religious order here, maybe a century ago, that had used this space to try to summon demons and the like. I just sort of co-opted some of it.
So you wouldn't mind if I take that book?
Oh, you are more than welcome to.
Do you know if it's dangerous?
Most assuredly, yes.
Hmm.
So the demon we fought was not one you conjured here or called here.
Oh no. Well, I know it's there and I could have removed it, but I chose to allow it to be here as set dressing.
He was pretty weak. I mean, just one hit and he was dead. So,
Do you know about the
Well,
order?
that's because you had made him be in the light. In the darkness,
yeah.
you probably would have died too.
Do you remember anything about the order that used to be here?
I did not know them myself. I came much after they were gone. This space, as his eyes sort of wiggle around, gesturing into the vicinity in which you stand, was not here yet. I made it all. Some of the areas above had a different purpose. But they were only remains and a few remnants, not much. I think they had abandoned this place in a hurry of some sort.
The people that used to live here, did they look like her? And I point towards Helirest.
Some of the really old remains that I had found, yes, but I don't think any of the religious order did. I only found about a dozen bodies that I had to clear out myself.
So no one in the religious order looked like Helirest.
Not that I can recall when I came here.
But you did, some of the older bodies did look like her.
Oh, yes, yes. They were in upstairs near all of the metal cages. He describes the area in the prison, not the one in the dungeon, the one that you started in.
Okay. I think I know it's a long shot, but do you know if there's any place in town where there might be an archive or any records kept about who lived here?
I do not know. There's not been a lot of people coming through town, although I would prefer if people did. More people to have fun with. I could bring you all back up to the surface and we can look.
As long as you're not put out by a Daryl, I would gladly take that.
Oh no, this is the most fun I've had in many seasons.
When you're done giving us our prizes, would you maybe be able to help me get the other chain off of the book? I don't want to damage it.
Ah, yes, of course. So he will award the other item, the Ring of Contingency. Additionally, the group of you gain 1,000 silver pieces.
wasn't that special.
Yeah, I feel like that one would work well for Aeolus or Helarast.
And
Ring of contingency, or what was it?
yep,
Yeah.
Ring of Contingency, the Earrings of Shattering,
Yeah.
1,000 silver pieces, and
Didn't we-
1 potion of greater healing.
Okay. Didn't we find another set of earrings in one room with the demon or devil? I do remember.
Were those the pearl ones?
I don't think they were magical. I think they were just.
Okay.
Yeah. There were pearl earrings at some point also. I don't
Okay.
remember where, but
Yeah, Sam said he wrote it down, but
okay. I'll check his sheet.
that's-
yeah.
Yeah. Didn't you have? I thought you had detect magic on and they were glowing, but I could be wrong.
I did that for the scroll that I gave to Willem.
Yeah, it was the
and
scroll.
The bag of holding I found.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I did. That's what I remember.
Never mind.
And the devotee sensor. Yeah, you guys got
Yep.
a lot of stuff. He will assist you in retrieving said book, Willem. And then escort you all back down to this area, and then using his telekinesis ability, lift everyone back up to the surface.
Anybody interested in these earrings, by the way?
Or you can have them. I think.
You know, I'll take it if Willem doesn't want it.
I was gonna say, Helarast will wear them.
I
She's actually kind of excited, but she didn't want to say anything.
mean, yeah, Helarast. Because it would be useful to give Helarast some more spells, right?
Yeah, same thing. Willem likes them, but I've got other methods and whatnot, so I don't really mind who snags them. Just want to remind everybody and throw it out there.
If Helarast doesn't take it, Siegfried will.
No, Helarast will definitely take them.
Okay.
I think
Not very often an orc gets to look pretty.
yeah. I think before handing them over, Willem would like put them on his ears and like, yeah, they would look great, but you're right, it probably would look better on you, Ellie.
These new magic items we got, do they also sort of match like that weird design, like the style of the sensor?
Of the
Like the
of the bode maul, not the devotee sensor that Dunnan's carrying.
yeah.
They do not.
Okay.
These are eclectic.
Okay.
Very clearly, maybe have different origins, different creations, and give me a straight intelligence check.
Sorry, I'm just opening my character sheet. 1 second. Intelligence.
Oh.
15.
You have a inkling suspicion that some of these might have been on people that tried to come through this space 2 years ago.
If they wanted to hold on to them, they should have lived.
Yeah. It doesn't seem unlikely, especially considering that you did not find much upon them. That maybe their bodies were looted and added to the trove.
So, Yarel, just one quick question. Why don't you participate in the contest? I mean, you look quite strong. And fighting is fun, isn't it?
Oh no, I do not prefer to fight things. It's quite boring to me. I prefer to
Really?
make puzzles and traps for people. And even occasionally, if I get the right book, enjoy some intrigue.
Ah. So you would say we are smart people because we solved all your riddles and puzzles?
Oh, quite, very much. You are very wise sages that I have met in the many years.
Thanos feels very proud at that. I knew it. I had it in me.
Maybe we should change our name to the Wise Mad Dogs.
Well, yeah,
Or edit. Bloody wise mad dogs.
Ooh, yeah, that's good.
the bloody
Uh,
wise dogs. Yes, great.
Go ahead, sorry.
No, I was just say, Yerl. You said you wanted to show us around on the surface.
Yes. As you're lifted up, and this conversation is happening at the top of the chimney. There seems to be a false section of stone that at the top of this chimney that you've been lifting up through. Set in such a way that it doesn't look like anyone would ever go in this location, but it is an illusory chunk of stone that is actually obfuscating a open shaft as you float up through this stone, having the briefest moment of panic as you rise up through it. You find yourselves looking out at the plateau once again. The rotting corpses of the dispatched undead still littering the place. Oh my. They're new. I did not put them there.
Yeah, they tried to eat us, I think.
When was the last time you were on the surface, Yerl?
Yeah, 5 or so years ago.
Really?
4.5.
That long?
Well, most of my things I can get through my network below. I don't need much.
But what do you do most of the day? Like reading or must be boring?
Coming up with new traps is fun. But sleeping is also a lot of fun too. I have wonderful dreams.
Oh, yeah. About new traps, right?
Sometimes, yes. You know these dream things, yes?
Yeah, sure.
As he said, come, let me show you the space as far as I knew it previously.
Did you know about all these undead things that roam around here?
That's what he had referred to as they're
Oh,
new.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Master Earl, I have
Yes.
a thing to ask you, maybe. Do you think I could ride you?
No. I can float you along wherever you would like to go, though.
Well, doesn't sound as much fun, but yeah, that's fine.
Feel a gentle caress on the underside of yourself as you are lifted and floated along next to Yarrow.
If you want to see
You're cutting in and out.
Sorry. I was just asking if you wanted to see the drawing that I had made of him.
Oh, yes, of course.
While he's talking to Willem, Siegfried is going to cast Detect Magic and just start concentrating on it.
Noted. Okay.
Well, at least when we get to wherever Yerl is showing us, I'm gonna cast it then.
Okay. The only thing that you don't expect that does you didn't expect to be magical but does show up is one of Yerl's teeth, which you see has an aura of this would be abjuration magic on it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna mention anything like that if Yerl didn't mention it, but yeah, because Siegfried was just more interested in the town.
Yep. That's good.
Gerald, did you explore outside of the ruins here, or did you ever go, like, I don't
Oh,
know,
yes.
northwest or to the mountains there?
Oh yes.
Over
So
there.
when I got here, I wanted to try to find a good place to be able to build what I was looking for. So the mountains were kind of far, and I figured ruins might attract some people. So where did you want to check first?
How about where you found the oldest bodies?
just out of character, the prison ward was not where we went, right? Because we found a notebook or a
So
journal where the
the
prison ward was mentioned.
the prison was where you found the Iron Maiden, where you initially dropped into
Okay,
the well.
okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I would just tell him to show us where he found the bodies that look like Helaras.
Oh, okay. So that was in the prison.
Oh, that was in. Oh, whoops,
Yeah.
I mixed up.
That was with where that Iron Maiden was and the two cages that you guys used to set the rope against and things like that.
Mhm.
I don't know what choices do we have here.
Well, let's start in the center. So these arches are here, and as you are shown about what was the village of some point, from a higher vantage point, Willem, can you give me a perception check, please?
Sure. Give me one moment here.
And Siegfried, roll me a D100, please. Okay. There we go.
I missed about 30 seconds. What are the choices?
He's just showing you around the ruins of
okay.
Urkut. All right.
Okay.
Willem, with that perception check, you notice actually a wide margin of these structures are fairly intact still, despite the weathering of the desert. They all probably need a little bit of work, but they would all probably be habitable if there were the supplies necessary to live in this surrounding environment, or if they were brought here. Only a few of them are entirely collapsed in and probably would be better destroyed and cleared. And you notice this because you are higher up, and Earl floats about 8 feet off the ground, and he's brought you to his level. Siegfried, as you're walking about the town, in the first batch of sort of 10 minutes, there's nothing that you detect. Do you continue to cast Detect Magic for the full tour?
Yeah, I will.
Okay. How many spell slots do you have?
I have 2 first level spell slots left.
2 additional ones. All right.
Yeah.
Remove both of them. In that case, on the third instance, so the third section of the 30 minutes that you have the spell going, as you're passing around the main courtyard, which Yarl's sort of been diverting back to every time to go down another alley in another section of town. It seems to be a very central location. You finish the ring past, and you get within range of one of the henges that has faint traces of transmutation magic, like small tendrils spiderwebbing and veining through it. You feel positive that this is the one that you came out of previously.
Okay.
Rather than accidentally trying to activate one to go home and going to a different place.
Yeah, Siegfried also marked that in his notes, and I think he would have remembered based off his feet as well.
Yeah. So, you learn that there's some trace elements of magic when something else was used to travel to a location, even if there's not a way back at this point, though.
So basically, like, because we activated it on the other side, there's some magic bleeding through on this side.
Yeah, there's a residual bleed.
Are there any other arches like that?
There is not.
Okay.
So, indicating to you, at the very least, make me an intelligence check. Just straight intelligence. You only have about 10 minutes to check this. Pretty good. As you sit and observe this phenomena, you can feel it very slowly getting slightly weaker. You would need more time to sort of gauge how quickly this residue decays to the point where it would no longer be detectable.
Yeah.
But you know that there is a decay in it. So there's a
Eventually,
yeah.
it would go away. So
It's like tracks in a rainstorm. They'll last for a little while, but eventually the trail is going to be destroyed.
so like potentially, the other people have come here, but long enough ago where the trail.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Or if you find another henge, you might be able to determine if someone has used it recently, and it's
So
just not active.
So based on when we came here and the rate it's decaying, how long can Siegfried guess before?
So
It's
you didn't have detect magic up at that point,
Okay.
so you would need to wait a few hours at least, or after a long rest perhaps, and then check it again, and you could compare your notes there.
So, but at least we've been here for what, like a day?
About a day and a half at this point, yes.
Day and a half, and there's still something there. Okay.
Yeah, because the group of you rested, about a day and a half.
Okay.
And at this point, it is close to dusk.
So it's basically almost been 2 full days.
Once you rest, when you get up, it'll be about 2 days. Because you came in at about midday, if I recall correctly. So you came in at midday. You rested one night, and then you went into Yarrow's about midday the following one, and now it's dusk of that day.
So, Yeril, I think I'm going to try and open this gate back to our home. I will definitely instruct them that the dungeon underneath is your property, and I will tell them not to bother you, but I'm sure there's going to be some foolhardy folk that would like to challenge themselves in your dungeon.
Oh, I get more visitors here. That sounds wonderful. What should I do?
I don't know. They like trade. You talk to them. That seems good. Just try not kill them in the streets, I guess.
So, you will tell them that this place is my place, yes?
Yes, this is your town.
I own a town. What a dream.
Perhaps I take out Willem, could he have a piece of paper?
Yeah. Goes digging through his pack and pulls out paper knot from.
And Siegfried will just draft up like a very basic contract, just saying that. How about this, Yerl? If you make your mark here, perhaps legally, while this town is yours, maybe you can allow visitors to use it as long as they don't bother you.
There are some nice whole buildings. Maybe we could stay here. We could be neighbors.
Make a persuasion check with advantage, Siegfried. Oh, pretty good.
I'll also specifically mark in the treaty, like the dungeons below the city, enter at your own risk.
Yeah, he'll go over it, and you guys can go back and forth a little bit. But this is beautiful. Yes, I will be Mayor Yerl of.
Hail to Mayor Yerl.
And I will make I'll make 3 copies of this contract and leave one with the Earl. I'll say make sure to keep that safe.
I can definitely do this.
And then I'll keep one with us in the bag of holding, and then I'll keep the 2 in the bag of holding. But I imagine I'm going to keep one and then give one to the watch.
Okay, noted. Do the group of you need to recuperate before you return home?
I think it might be a good idea.
Yeah, it would be nice to have some rest. I mean, your dungeon was great, but pretty exhausting as well.
Of course. He sort of looks around, selecting what appears to be a building at random. Here, we will use this. Excuse me for about 5 minutes, please. And the giant head sort of floats into the opening of the door, where the door would have been at one point.
It's a pretty nice sky, I have to say. Looks a little terrifying, but looks can be deceiving.
I mean, he's not a
Not what I expected.
he's not a four-headed dog trying to eat us in the pinwood, so I'm okay with him.
That much is true.
He's
But
not sacrificing babies. It seems like he just wants to have fun.
yeah, I mean, he's pretty lonely. I guess he's gonna love the newcomers.
Yeah,
But I'm curious.
where did he come from before?
Yeah,
that?
that's
And also
where
those other people that came from the north, they didn't even come from Elderthorn then.
yeah.
So
Curious if one of these archers leads north.
I point to Helleras's earrings and stuff like those definitely came off that other party. I giggle a little bit, but
Like I said, the dead have no need for possessions.
yes.
So
And I also say just because the arch is also in the North Dungeon doesn't mean it leads there, at least yet.
yeah,
Yeah,
that much is true. But are
Yeah,
we
also-
confident that this one leads back home? On a
Yeah,
point.
yeah. But I've kept track of it, and
Mhm.
there's a trace of us. That's what I was going to mention. When it seems like when one of these has been used, it leaves a magical trace at least for a few days. But
Do you think it's a one-time use only, these crystals, or does the portal stay open now?
well, I mean, they wouldn't have been able to build a civilization like this if they were only one-time use, right?
Mm. Or they had much of those crystals, you don't know.
Yeah, you're right. But hopefully, we need to go back soon.
Yeah, we have to report to the captain. I mean, he's expecting us. I'm pretty interested what happened till when we were gone.
And I mean, it's just a hunch, but it seems like at one point the city used to be filled with people that looked like you, Hellerast. But I know your tribe has been nomadic for hundreds of years, right?
Yeah. I've never heard of this place in legends or anything else.
Yeah, and what did Tatel do here? Or why did she? Or maybe she was oblivious to the fact that it's a gate opener. And you said she used it for some rituals, right, Siegfried? The energy within it.
Something. As far as I know, these crystals are. It's not like. It doesn't seem like the gates might be the only thing that they might power. I think they're just a power source.
I wonder what kind of cult it was, if it was related to whatever Mirror Tadel was doing.
I
Yeah.
mean, it seems like to summon demons, you need some kind of sacrifice, right, Willem?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so. I wonder if it has anything to do with my new book too.
When you give some, you get some, right?
Be careful, Willem, but if you could try and figure out what that summoning was about.
Yeah.
At least don't do something on your own and include us when you're trying to, I don't know, summon something, alright? We'll cut your back, lad.
Oh, so you don't mean sacrifice you, but just include you in the summons.
Preferably not. No.
It was just a joke.
Because I would fucking haunt you.
You know that would be true. Just an angry Dunnan ghost that never lets you sleep.
I would scream in your ears while you were trying to sleep.
Don't worry.
You go
I'm
to
not
every bar in town, there's already a tab run up by Dunnan for in your name.
That much
No!
is true.
Well, hopefully, the members of Elderthorn accept this treaty, but even if they don't, I don't think they're gonna do well against this mayor if they cross him.
No. They better stay away from the dungeon. I mean,
Honestly, he's thinking of the last mayor. He's treated us a little bit better than she has.
so true.
Well, her food was pretty good. Still don't know why she would, I don't know, turn to such demonic arts. Still makes no sense.
Well, at this point, some of the eye stalks poke around the corner. The place is ready for you.
The place?
Aye, yes, come in, join me.
Thank you, Earl.
Oh, great.
You're a gracious host.
Yeah.
You're the best mayor I've ever met.
As you
And I
enter,
met 2 so far.
as you enter what should be a dry, sandy, barren space, you find a comfortable room filled with pillows of various sizes, some 5 feet in diameter, like wide and flat, almost like a round futon upon the ground. Curtains of silk and fabric make small dividing areas to rest within. It just looks remarkably comfortable.
Yeah, this is too much.
I figure that the people like you that need to like be on something solid can't really sleep and float like I can. So
Oh,
I made this just a quick dream for the group of you.
you sleep while floating?
You do not?
I can't really float.
Well, I don't really not float.
This is like the
Eye
perfect-
of you stay open while you sleep, or
It's
how do you see? Do you see through all the eyes, or just your one?
I already
like
asked that.
3 of the eye stalks sort of just make a circular motion as he's rolling his eyes at you. No, some stay open and some stay closed.
It's very
But
interesting.
it lets me affect my environment.
Ah,
You said
I see.
you've had these dreams yourself, yes?
Well, I dream of other things, mostly about ale and mature stuff you don't want to know.
So then you wake up and you get to enjoy the ale, yes?
Well, I have to get and procure some ale, right? I mean,
Your dreams do not sound very useful.
yeah, unfortunately, they never come true. Mostly, I'm more in debt after my dreams, well, because I drink too much, but I think you and I have a different understanding of dreams, probably.
I think yours might be broken.
Oh, that much can be true, yeah.
Well, if I'm going to be mayor of this beautiful community, I need to know what people like you would want in it.
Definitely an inn with a lot of ale and food.
Ale and food.
Mm-hmm.
An inn. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
With more
A
room,
tavern.
with rooms like this?
Well, that is pretty spacious, and yeah, sure, why not? Like this, exactly like this. I think most people would feel right at home here.
He sort of
If
looks
this is gonna be our place, can we have a banner that has the Lady Wise Mad Dogs on it?
You're more than welcome to decorate it as much as you would like. Of course.
Right.
He looks at Siegfried. You give the papers. Could you make me another that has a list of the things that you people with the weird appendages that don't have eyes on them would prefer? As he glances at your legs. And I shall change
yeah.
the community around to better suit.
Yes, we should set up some zoning laws, residential places where people can set up shops if they would like. Is that amenable, Euro?
Give me a persuasion check.
Okay. They may even want to set up a school at some point. Sigrid's kind of muttering to himself. No.
I don't know what zoning.
Oh, I just explained to him. We'll just make sure that
All
everyone
11 of his eyes glass over.
here. We'll just say all the humans will build their houses in this part of town.
Well,
And we'll
what needs to be in the houses to get the people to come? Tell me what to make. I make the things.
First, we need some clean water.
So you can give him a list of the amenities needed.
Yeah, I'll just say like clean water, a place where we can put garbage.
Doors.
Yeah, doors, windows.
Things like that. Things to fix up this space.
Yeah. I give him a basic idea of what a normal humanoid home is kind of like.
All right, so
And I will give him sketches as well.
you get a whole list together.
Willem, you took some interior design classes, didn't you?
Oh, I think he has stepped away for a moment.
Okay.
Well, this is very good. I will get started on some of these when I am able. Is there anything else that I can assist you, the group of you, with before I go?
You've done plenty, Yerl. I looked at us. Do you need anything from Yerl?
No.
Not me.
No.
Could I just
Okay.
ask you a potential personal question, Yaro?
Of course, yes.
What did you do before you ended up in this place?
Oh, so I was wondering for some time to try to find an ideal space. There is several options in the cloud spines that I had considered, but they were a little bit too remote for my taste. I wanted the chance to encounter some people, but it's not every day type of thing. Although, in my time since being here, I found that you are far more entertaining than I had initially thought. So, I had wandered for a while, and I don't remember what I was doing prior to that.
Are you the only one like you, or?
I've never seen another one like me, but that is why I'm Yerl. You call me Beholder, I call me Yerl.
So, apologize if I'm presuming, so based on your memories, you simply woke up one day wandering and then ended up here.
I was doing what I am supposedly always do. And then found a space and made it my home.
Do you mind if I write a song about you?
I do not. That sounds lovely.
Thank you, Yerl. You've been great help.
You are most welcome. You all rest well. If you are off in the dawn, do not feel compelled to try to find me. I'm going to be working on some of this list.
You know what you could do, Yerl? You could make like a park where kids could play with not so deadly traps, Leave it with traps, but not make them deadly and hurtful, right? I think people are really gonna enjoy that, and you're gonna have fun too. Trust me on that.
That is a thought. Maybe no traps, maybe just a few zombies. One zombie.
Maybe.
They can't deal with a zombie.
Half a zombie.
Not everybody is as strong as we are. Yeah, they are regular people, alright? They
Why
don't fight.
We'll keep the zombies to the dungeon. I'm sure they'll find challenges.
Yeah. You make one
Certainly.
for...
Certainly. Okay. I go get started. And
Good luck,
sort
Yeril.
of floats out the door with the two little scrolls of paper. Which look diminutive to his form. But out he goes.
Well, Well, this kind of worked out a lot better than I thought it would.
Maybe we should
Yeah.
bring him back to Elderswarm. He could be the new mayor, huh? I think he would do a better job than Tydell.
I think
Probably would.
I think for Yeryl's sake, he might be better off here.
Hmm.
He seems to be happy here, and
Well, he seems to like his projects. I mean,
yeah.
And I
he
mean,
seemed really excited.
if he wandered here, I think he went to the Spine Mountains.
Cloud
Very
Spines.
difficult trek. Sorry,
The Cloud Spine Mountains. Yeah.
the Cloud Spine Mountains. That's a dangerous and lengthy trek. If he
Yeah.
wanted to go to Elderthorn, I'm sure he could have.
So the Cloud Spines, the group of you are able to see here from Earthcrypt. They're off to your west. It's the same mountains that the foothills are used at the Lisette logging camp, and then all the way down to the Optimum Depths Mining Company into some of the foothills and stone quarries there. The entire mountain range runs north to south along the continent of Aquan and is widely considered to be virtually impassable because of how steep and how high they go.
Yeah.
And they cause pretty nasty and gnarly weather patterns above and below them on the continent because they block shearing winds. And that causes a lot of issues for any ships trying to pass through the area as well. So very few people venture west of them, even by boat. And even less are heard from again.
As safe as it seems like we are in this town, I think we should probably still keep a watch tonight.
Probably a good idea, yeah.
I will take first watch while there's still some light.
I'll take the last one.
I'll take the middle.
Okay. One by one, the group of you settle in for a remarkably comfortable rest. The pillows are fluffed to perfection. The fabrics are soft and warm in the cold desert night as the stars begin to twinkle overhead. Part of the ceiling is still cracked. He didn't really address the structural issue of the area, but overall it's very, very comfortable. The group of you complete your long rest, and resting in safety and comfort, the group of you also level up.
Yay!
Woo!
Level 4.
I'm gonna use this opportunity to
Here
boost.
goes nothing.
Alrighty.
Yay!
This has
Nine.
been really fun so far, Spencer. I'm enjoying it a lot.
I'm glad. Alright, so anyone else want to roll for hit points?
I think Willem probably will when he comes back.
Okay, I think
Yeah,
he
he
was
most
getting a
likely will,
delivery.
yeah.
Alright.
I'm just raising the charisma to 18.
Okay. Yeah. You get an ability score improvement at this level.
Yeah.
I know Willem gets a new cantrip. I think I've added to his sheet already.
My one is pretty
Right.
basic. I think I get ability scores and spell slots.
Yeah.
Extra attack is next level.
Yeah, because you guys are working with the milestone system for feats. This is your only chance to really get that ability score improvement. So, you have plenty of opportunities to grab the feats that you want. Then Hellerast, you get as a shaman.
Did you see they added a long rest and short rest button into the...
I saw. I've not actually played around
Yeah,
with them yet.
I don't know if it works. Does it reset anything if I click it? Doesn't seem to happen.
I suspect it would probably at least address your hit point issue.
Oh, let's see. Yeah, it resets the hit points.
Yeah. The thing that I think that would need would be
And the spell slots.
Okay. I think what that would need is the resource section. So above where your features and traits are, where you can like track individual resources.
Yeah.
You would need a toggle for each of those settings to either be short or long rest. Oh, which it has. So done. If you hover over like lay on hands and click the gear, you can use this reset on long rest. So I just toggled
cool.
your lay on hands, and like channel divinity resets on short rest.
Cool.
There we go. Go ahead and hit the short rest button.
Nice.
There we go. And it didn't reset your lay on
Yeah.
hands. Now hit the long rest button.
Cool.
That's actually
Cool stuff.
Nice. Okay.
Divine sense, so I don't know.
Fancy.
Might be long rest.
Hellrest. You get at 4th level
Rest.
the ability score improvement and another known spell and 2nd level spell slot. You have any idea what spell you're going to be taking, Hellrest? You're muted if you're speaking.
Or she might have stepped away too.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Ooh, I got a new spell because I
No, I'm
increased
still
my...
here. I'm just trying to send a meme. I'm looking through my own pictures because I saved something that's very appropriate for today.
Willem,
I can't
resting specifically in safety and comfort, you level up.
Yay!
I've added the cantrip to your sheet also.
Yeah, I saw it under there as at level or something like that.
Yeah.
What's my average?
For a shaman, you have a D12. So your average is 7.
7. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, your
I'm
average.
taking.
Your average is great, and your Constitution modifier on top of that.
I didn't realize how tanky Hellrest was.
So that's 11. Ooh.
Well, so the shaman class specifically has abysmal armor proficiencies. It's the worst category of each of the things. So heavy armor is ring mail only. Medium is hide only. But Hellrest mitigated that successfully by using the background of being a member of the Blackburn Watch and picking up the proficiencies to solve that problem.
Nice, yeah.
So, and she uses Constitution as her casting ability.
So yeah, she's just gonna get beefier and beefier.
Yeah, and at this level of Hellrest, you also get an ability score improvement, so +1 to any 2 abilities or +2 to 1 ability. So you could increase your Constitution up to 20 if you wanted.
Ooh, I'll do that.
And I think you only need 1 point there, so you could round out your Charisma if you wanted, or start buffing one of your other stats.
Strength.
All right, Strength up to 17. Nice.
Yep.
Also, Hellrest, because you increase your Constitution from 19 to 20, your modifier goes from 4 to 5. So that affects all of your hit points retroactively. So instead of gaining 7 plus 4 at this level, you gain 7 plus 5. And all of your old levels get the additional +1 change. So you gain an extra 3 on top of everything.
We can't pick a feat though
So
because
I'm
we're
at
having
51 now?
You're at 51, yeah.
God.
I have more than
Really?
me.
Yeah.
I guess I'm the tank now.
Yes. Gonna ditch my shield.
And then you get 1 spell as well, known.
Level 2 spell.
Well, so you get an additional slot. So you have 3 slots now, but you learn a new spell at this level also that you can take. So you could, if you open up the PDF file, all of the spells for 1st or 2nd level you can choose from.
Okay.
Okay.
Where do I find that PDF file again?
In the journal,
Under
custom
okay.
creations, and then alternative classes, and then the shaman, the second one down. Or if the PDF isn't opening in Roll20, the first thing, additional class shaman option, has a link in it, and you can copy and paste that link into a new
That's
page.
okay. Thank you.
And then the very last page of that file has your spell list. So there's Dragon's Breath, Enhanced Ability, Heat Metal, Hold Person, Invisibility, Earthen Grasp, Misty Step, Pass Without Trace, I think you have, Prayer of
I
Healing.
have passed without
Yeah.
Misty Step might be nice.
That's the bonus action, teleport 30 feet to a spot that you can see. A verbal component. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of cool options.
Okay. I will be thinking about it over the next few minutes.
Oh, good. Take your time. All right. Dunnan, I think you gained another spell slot, right? But you don't have your second levels yet, do you?
I think Marcus stepped away for a second.
Okay. Because I think he just has his first levels. I think he gains his second at 5 as a half caster. Do you need help with your level up, Siegfried?
No, I think I am okay. Put 2 points in wisdom and got some spells.
Nice. Solid.
Added on dark vision and enhanced ability.
Ooh, cool. Oh yeah, because a modifier changed plus
Plus
yeah,
level. Yeah,
plus level. Nice.
I can prepare 8 spells now.
Yeah, 2 more prep spells is huge. And then Helarast also, your number of cantrips does not change at this level of note. You get an additional cantrip next level at 5.
Yeah, I also got an extra cantrip. I took Druidcraft because I think I can use it to predict weather for a little bit.
You can, yeah. I think it predict weather in the spot where you cast it over the next 24 hours.
Yeah, I think that might be useful.
Yeah, very cool. Oh, you put Druidcraft in there. I saw something pop up. I was like, what is that? Yeah. All right. Aeolus. Are the group of you giving Aeolus the Ring of Contingency?
I would give that to him because
yeah,
he goes with his Witcher build.
He kills himself so often.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that, but it does.
All right, fantastic.
yeah. For looking so stern, he's kind of a dumbass when it comes to saving his own life.
Yeah.
I say that in love.
His Constitution modifier also leaves a lot to be desired as far as his health goes. Because I think Dunnan's got a +4. I think you just hit a +5, Helarast, so you just maxed out your con. Siegfried, you're probably a +3 or a 4, right?
Yeah, because in Tome of Annihilation, Sebastiano got saved so many times because of that 1 extra hit point.
Yeah.
I got my +3 con.
Yeah. And then Willem, you have a pretty decent con as well, don't you?
Yeah, I think it's...
Yeah, so the entire group has a +3 modifier or better, except Aeolus, who has a +1. So he's starting out 8 hit points worse than everybody else, because now at 4th level it'll be 2 per level. Like, just for the fact of having that modifier difference. So the rest of you were like, nope, we're going tanky, just in case.
I will give Aeolus the ring and integrate a potion and say to him that you should probably use it with the ring.
Sounds good. I'll update the party loot page. So you guys gained 1,000 silver. So you're at 1233 silver. Ring of Contingency on Aeolus. There we go. And then that was...
And then the earrings are on Helarast now.
Where's the party loot? Oh.
I think it's in roll 20.
Oh, okay. Because I typed it into Discord.
Sam has also been keeping track of it as well.
Yeah.
Just not today.
Okay. I'm updating all of the pieces bit by bit.
Found my meme.
So you get
Every single fucking time.
so you gave Aeolus the potion of greater healing, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. There we go. I've added that to the chart. I'm gonna expand the potion ones to you guys' journal as well. You don't actually have to read all of them. I'm just making sure they're visible in your journal. There we go. Alright, so Willem, did you want to roll for your hit points?
I did. I rolled it up there. I got it.
Oh,
Solid
you got
2.
it. Solid 2. Okay. My God. Aeolus barely has more than you. Alright. Everyone else took average, unless other than Dunnan, I believe. Alright. Does anyone else have any other things that they need to do as part of the level up?
Just need to figure out what additional spell
You learn one at this level also, don't you?
I do.
Nice. Helleras, did you get a chance to decide on your spell, or still thinking?
Still thinking. I'm trying to decide between Misty Step and Alter Self.
Gotcha.
Both are very good.
Yeah. Alter Self has good utility depending on different environments. Definitely non-combat. Misty Step has utility if you need to get spots that you can't climb or
Yeah.
jump across to.
Some MVP moments with Alter Self
Yeah.
and Tome of Omnali.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Alter Self because I know how to work with that.
Okay.
Because Kaylin used it several times.
All right. Alter Self.
I also get my Wild Shape improvement.
There you go. Alter Self has been added to your sheet.
Thank you.
I think I can do CR 1/2 creatures now.
You can do CR 1/2 stars.
Yeah, maybe. I Wild Shape sometimes. Sometimes. But it's usually to get Dark Vision, and now I have the Dark Vision spell.
Alrighty. One sec, Willem. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I think that concludes the level up. Getting back into everything. Actually, let's do our mid-session break now, before we
Good idea.
get back into character. Call it about 6-7 minutes or so.
Sure.
Sure.
Alrighty. Be back in a couple.
See you then.
let's get back into everything. As the group of you finish your rest, find the sun is just barely starting to break over the horizon at your back. So thankfully the sky is lightening above you, but it doesn't shine directly into you. And it's a beautiful desert morning as you stretch and step out into the courtyard where the henges are. What else does your morning comprise of?
Just
Stretching.
Danan would have done some push-ups and some morning routine, getting your body warm.
Siegfried would have, I guess, if Willem needed a fire, help him start it.
the help is always appreciated.
So what's for breakfast, Willem? Quite hungry.
Let me go digging. I still have a couple of these salmon berries, and I could use some of the grain liquor to deglaze the pan after I've sauteed those, and some onions. What else? And just starts pulling out odds and ends. We'll definitely have bacon in there.
Sounds great. But we do need to get back. I need some ale desperately.
Alright, once breakfast has been done, Siegfried will be like, well, ready to go back, hopefully.
Do we know if going through these portals alters time at all?
Well, when I came through, I definitely checked the time, and it didn't seem to have changed.
Okay.
It seemed
No, it was midday when we left, and it was midday when we came here.
because Siegfried's feet helps him determine what time of day it is. So yeah, if he figured that, at least when we came through, I don't know what'll happen when we go back. Maybe there's a different rule.
That's
Yeah.
just one way to find out.
Yep. So I guess I would reach up and try and slot in the stone on the arch that we came through originally.
We're going to say goodbye to him? Our friend? Or is he
He said
gone?
not to
He's
wait
gone.
up. He was gonna be away.
Okay.
He's gonna be busy with his project.
By the way, I give the snacks to Dunnan and Helly.
Oh, appreciate that, lad.
Noted. So they're the ones that give you the temporary hit points when they eat them later, correct?
Correct.
Nice. Alright. So Siegfried, it is high up. It's about 10 feet up. With a little finagling and maybe assistance from your companions, you're able to move this sapphire bowed maul stone up into the position in the correct arch, which you identified. Are you spending another detect magic to check on that thing that you had noticed previously?
Yes, but this time could I have ritually cast it before we started?
Sure. Sure. Make me another intelligence check to sort of gauge where it's at now once that's up, prior to you inserting the stone. 20 was the DC for this.
Nice.
You gather that at the rate of decay as you're noticing this, and this would be your best guess is from a one-way portal from somewhere else, like if you're seeing a receiving henge, it would probably decay over the course of a 10-day.
Understood. Okay.
Whereas you'd be able to detect it all the way up until the 10th day, extremely faintly, but nothing beyond there.
Okay. I'll let the group know. It looks like it takes about 10 days for the magical residue to wash off these things. Keep that in mind.
Yeah. So if you find one that's empty but still has residue, it was used within the last 10 days.
While he was doing the ritual casting, Willem probably would have been thumbing through the new book just to see what it was.
Noted. Okay. Some of it is sort of gibberish to you, sort of not. You're working on it. It's something that will take a little bit of time to really fully process for you. But
Am I able to at least figure out a title or something I can throw it in my
of
item
course,
list?
you can just add into your list, Urkrip Cultist Tome.
What kind of cultist?
Urkrip, the name of the town.
Oh, yeah, okay. Sorry.
So, at that logic, Siegfried, if we come back to Maitreyan Totooth's portal, there should be still some traces left, right?
Correct.
Because it's within the 10 days. Okay, well, let's see.
After you take these notes down, Siegfried, and then socket the bone stone, the same effect transpires where there's this shaft of light from the apex of the henge. And these do form sort of a roughly triangular shape. And as it impacts the ground, it widens out. The only difference now is rather than the gently wafting curtain with which you were familiar previously, that you had all walked through, now there is sort of a hard delineation, a single plane of energy that still has this sort of rippling and shimmering effect that makes it look like undulating water. However, it's more of the coloration of the thing. There's a very clear line where there's no portal, and then all of a sudden it is the portal.
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that.
All good.
But yeah.
So
What was the question you asked?
the henge has been activated. I was just
Okay.
describing the henge.
Cool. Okay, I will step through then.
Okay. You vanish.
I'll follow suit.
Likewise vanishes. Aeolus follows after. Willem, Hellerest, to you standing here in Urcrypt by yourselves for a moment. Follow as well.
In we go! And does a little hop through.
Hellerast takes one last look around and hops through.
Okay. You all appear on the far side of a small glade, which you recognize as the glade that you had stood with Madame Toadtooth in 2 days prior, activating the first henge. You look behind you, and there is as opposed to the curtain that you had seen originally, there is now this solid plane of energy. Seems like you can tell by looking at one side of a henge if there is a way back as well.
Oh, okay.
The energy of the portal seems more solid when it is connected in both directions.
If I look at the sky, still about the same time.
Still early morning. Looks like the sun's a little bit higher in the sky. Make me a survival check, please. Oh, wow. Yeah. With that result, you gather that Urcrypt's actual destination might be a little bit further west than Elderthorn itself and where you are currently. So the sun appears to be a little bit higher, but not by a wide margin.
Yeah.
It's still morning. Yeah.
Sigurd will take out his map and just draw like a couple circles and things, just try and orienteer the exact location of where Urkrit is. But that's about it. Is there anyone else in the glade with us?
Is Matron here?
Currently, no.
Where is she off to?
Yeah, should we go talk to her or just head back to Elderthorn?
That's her hut is nearby, right?
Yes.
Well, let's call her out. Maybe she's around or in the gardens.
Okay.
Matron, Tootooth, we're back. Matron?
You wait a moment. There's no reply. You do know that her home is a good stone's throw away, a few hundred yards.
Yeah,
Oh,
well, Siegfried
okay.
would start heading over in that direction. Perhaps we can just knock. She might not hear us.
Probably.
You follow the small stone pathway. It looks like wider than it was previously. But you follow it around to her hovel, nestled between a few trees, very at one with the landscape. And you have a few sharp raps on the door. There's no answer.
Matron?
Still no answer, even after you call out.
Well, I think this being on the matron's land, this is probably as secure as it's going to be. But I think we should head back to Elderthorn.
Yeah. Well, let's go. Captain is gonna be very interested about what we are about to tell him. Oh, let's go.
Yeah, Siegfried will start down the path back to Elderthorn.
All right. Who's leading the
Somewhat.
journey?
Sorry, what did you say, Spencer?
Who is leading the journey?
Siegfried will.
All right, fine. Fantastic. Can I have a survival check from you, please?
Sure. And I will go into dragon form, just so I can't get below a 10.
All right, to get your bearings initially.
Yeah.
Certainly. All right. Very good roll. You sit your way back. You know you're going to be passing by the Lisette logging camp, although it is morning. They might be already at the job by this point. After about an hour or so, you do pass by the entrance to the logging camp. Were you planning to stop there, or were you just continuing onwards?
I turn to Dunn and don't mean to hold you guys up, but if there's a chance I could speak to my father, would you mind?
Oh, sure. We can take a brief stop if you need to.
It'll
Yeah,
probably-
we didn't do it on the way up, so might as well now on the way back.
All right. Then
I just want to be back at nightfall or before a nightfall.
Sure. I don't imagine this is going to be long if he's there. My father is quite stoic. And Siegfried.
Well, he's at Dwarf, isn't he?
Yeah, you know
Oh,
what it
then
is.
you... Yes, from experience.
All right, and Siegfried will turn into the logging camp.
You pop into the logging camp. The camp itself seems to be relatively quiet at the moment. As you're looking around, you do hear sounds coming from one of the tents that's been set up. But that's it. That's the only sound that, besides the nature, that you hear.
I'll just go outside the tent and just sort of clear my throat. Excuse me?
Did you go in by yourself and the rest are waiting outside, or did the rest come in with you?
I think we go with him. But he's leading.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's up front, yeah.
Sounds good. Yeah, one sec. See a gruff-looking dwarf pop the head out of the tent, with sort of a sour expression, which instantly warms slightly. You recognize the face of your adopted father, Siegfried.
Father, it's good to see you.
Ah!
You see Siegfried, like, he
What are you doing here? I was told you stopped by, but you'd be back later that evening. You weren't there, and you weren't here yet. So I started packing up.
I'm
Welcome.
sorry. We had to go quickly. There were some new developments that time sensitive, you know.
Sure. It's one of How is everyone? Is everything okay? You sounded urgent.
We honestly don't know yet. That's why I wanted to check up on you, just see if you're all right. There's strange things going on.
Yeah.
I told Mom about some stuff and just told her to keep her eyes open. Maybe some scary things going on, Dad.
It's been quiet up here all winter. Finally finished clearing the last space so they can all get to work. Snow and ice are gone enough. If you wanted, I got another hour's worth of work if I could get a hand or several, and I'll walk back with you.
Sure.
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 Dunnan,
We are well rested.
Dunnan knows our ways. He'll be quite helpful. Also,
Nice to meet you.
I'll ask. Did you hear what happened at the logging camp? I'm sorry, the miners camp, right? That was the one.
No, what happened?
Two of the workers, they got ambushed by a creature in the woods. A creature
not-
we've never seen before.
Oh.
I asked Willem, show him the sketch you made.
Oh yeah. You're out of here.
That's weird looking.
Yeah. You didn't see anything like that in the.
No. Been nothing like that. We had to deal with, one bear. That was it. And I think that was just, it had gotten disturbed during the hibernation and wasn't happy about it.
Trust me, a bear is compared to that what we experienced, a little cub.
I was pretty skinny too. It wasn't that bad. Not too much meat, but good.
Well, I'm glad you're safe.
Uh,
Was it a good season?
I mean, it was fine. Had two greenhorns helping out, but they did all right. One of them left 2 months in. Said they got word from family and needed to be there. So last bit was a little bit touch and go, but no nasty storms up this way. They headed out maybe 5-6 days ago.
Back to town, I assume.
Oh, I'm not sure. They weren't from Elderthorn originally. I think they're headed back to Armskirk. Just wanted someplace different for the winter. Nice fellow.
Look,
Oh, I mean, Dunnan, weren't you looking for someone?
yeah, just asking, how did they look?
Oh,
Is that like a half orc, maybe?
no, sorry, they went, they were full orc. Pretty fit.
Alright.
They had a more of a feminine appearance, but, they didn't prefer to be called that. Their name was, they went by Gret.
Great.
Never caught their surname. Good worker. Enjoyed it. Definitely not the best drinker though. Couldn't hold it too well.
Was there by any chance a male human with them? Preferably use the bow to fight?
We did have a darker skinned human. He was with us for a little while. Definitely not native to these parts. His name was Lend.
Sounds like my old
Helped out.
companion.
He was the one who found the bear, actually.
Didn't tell you what business they have in, what was the name of the town?
Armskirk?
Amskirk, yeah.
Didn't come up, truthfully. most of our time when we were out on patrol, making sure everything was hunky dory, was either separate or Lend was out by themselves. They sort of knew the area fairly well. Picked it up quick for someone not being from around here. Pretty skilled.
He's very skilled, yeah. Very skilled scout.
But no, they were good people. I think they just wanted to get away from Armskirk for a few months. Truthfully, that's fair.
So they reside in Armskirk. Interesting.
Right, it sounds like you know these folks.
Well, I was with them for a time back in my, let's say, call it previous life, but I had a little, let's call it, dispute with Gret, and didn't go well, so from my knowledge, they are not the best people. At least Gret. Land is alright. He's one of the best scouts I have ever had in my team, but Gret, they were a bag of shit. I can't believe they have changed. I highly doubt that.
I can't speak for how you knew them, but they were. I mean, they worked well. Didn't cause any problems. Didn't complain about the cold.
How
it's
they
more than I can
called
say for most
themselves?
greenhorns. No, I didn't. So they were used to live in Armskirk. They needed to get away for a little while. Figure family drama or something.
I doubt that.
Yeah, every now and then people want to get away from town. Yeah.
Well,
But
maybe
It sounds rather to me, as far as I know, Gret, that he was running away. He did some shit back in Armskirk and just needed to get away for some time and let it cool off, but... What you know?
More than I could say for most of the greenhorns that I have up here helping out every now and then. Didn't hear one lick of complaint about the snow and the ice, and it's good enough for me. Oh, thanks for the help with packing everything up. As he sort of lights his pipe and sits down on a stump and starts directing what goes in where as a cart is slowly being loaded up by the group of you.
yeah. You see, Frida, this is like very familiar situation to see.
Yeah.
He just starts carrying because of his double carrying capacity. His father has used for most of his life.
LRS doesn't care. She'll do it. No problem. No complaints.
Eventually, the cart is
farm,
fully
so-
loaded.
Norms.
Sorry, say again?
I was saying, pretty normal for Willem as well. Came from a farm.
No.
Not the first.
Presently, the cart is fully loaded, and Yuri steps away to go grab one of the mules that the camp uses to pull heavy logs. They won't miss this. And hooks it up to the cart. It's just a simple two-wheeled cart. All right, off we go.
Heading back to Elderthorn, Father?
Oh, yeah, gotta stop in.
Do you want to travel with us for a bit?
I thought it was the assumption.
Yeah.
I want to hear all about your journey so far. This weird creature.
And,
No, you wouldn't
what
believe.
happened to Bugrun? Is he already back in town?
No, he decided to stay. He's been enjoying the work and being away from the rest of the family. He's gonna spend the summer season up here.
Good for him. At least he's staying out of trouble.
That's a thing.
All right. And I will
You
start
can't.
walking in front of the cart and just start. Well, where do you want to start, Father? I start talking about my training in Elderthorn and
Certainly.
this stuff with the land air house.
Yeah. So,
Someone tried to kill him in the Pinwood. Things like that.
are there any parts of the tale up to this point that you leave out?
I would leave out all the stuff about the mayor and anything that the watch told me to keep specifically secret. Like any like other than the fact that there was just a murder that we had worked out. I wouldn't tell him anything else beyond that. And just that there's some weird folk around, some strange monsters. Yeah.
Make me a deception check with disadvantage.
Yeah. He's gonna obviously tell I'm leaving. There's a lot of gaps in this story.
He also grew up with you. You naturally have disadvantage against him. Okay. He sort of gives you the narrow eyes here and there, like, but doesn't pry. The journey passes. Having something for the group of you to talk about as Siegfried's explaining things, and the rest of you sort of jump in with details that Siegfried might have missed or wasn't privy to at any particular moment. The fantastic thread of your adventures so far, in just the spring of this year, is related to Yuri. He is suitably impressed by the end of it, as you're about an hour outside of Elderthorn, late in the day. Wow, that's quite a bit. Looks like you found some good friends to spend some time with. Good blood.
Originally, this watch thing was just kind of a means to the end, but I think I'm actually helping people here. It's kind of nice.
I have to agree, and he's a very capable fellow. Very.
It seems like spending more times under the stars, I've become a better tracker.
That's good. Important skill to have, especially these times.
Yes. I'm glad you're safe. I was, after all the business in town, I was worried about Mother and Orla, but they seem to be doing quite well for themselves.
Good to hear. Well, as the group of you are pulling into Elderthorn, well, I'll go harass them. I still got a bit more of a journey. Probably be back after supper. But I'll give them your greetings and love.
Before they go, Father, I just wanted, I want to apologize for how I left before. I didn't know how to speak to you and just tell you what I wanted to do, and I'm sorry for that.
Hold chews on his tongue for a sec. You're doing what you need to be doing. Don't ever apologize for that.
Good luck with the negotiations. You know they're gonna lowball you as usual.
No, it's fine. She always lowballs me. Oh, you don't mean your mother. My mistake.
Oh God. Secret starts.
He waves as the donkey starts pulling away, and he trundles off to the west towards the home.
I like your father. Must have been fun growing up with him.
I mean, it was. You know, growing up with dwarves, they let you run wild. It's quite fun.
Oh, yeah, that's what I mean. Never experienced that, unfortunately. But no matter.
It helped I was already a Goliath. I couldn't imagine if I was Willem's size.
You would have had a lot more bruises in your younger days, I guess.
The worst thing though is all my siblings could see in the dark. You know how terrifying it is to have like 12 dwarven siblings that can see in the dark that you can. How many brain?
Well, I can tell you they were pretty scared of you too. Just imagine a big dark silhouette looming over them. Must be scary too. Even if they can see in the dark, trust me.
Alright, well I'm going to head towards the keep and
yeah, let's go to the captain. We need to report.
Willem, you coming with us, or are you gonna check in with your family?
No. Business first.
All right, so the group of you heading to Blackburn Keep.
Yes.
Okay,
Can I do an insight check on Willem?
sure.
I want to know,
Why?
like, he's actively avoiding his family at this point, right? That's what
Yeah.
I'm gonna try an insight on.
Willem, if you'd like to roll the appropriate check and tell him if not, he is correct.
No,
You-
he's really not trying to avoid them or anything.
Okay.
Just living the adventurer's life, feeling a little less beholden to just family. Basically, has a new family now.
Siegfried just shrugs. I'm like, all right, to the keep then.
Alrighty.
How many brothers and sisters does he have?
Too many.
He'll have to check when he gets home.
Yeah, I don't think he has.
Lots.
A few.
At last count, I think there was. Go ahead.
You never know if a few more numbers popped out while he was gone.
Yeah, that's absolutely what I was going with.
Like they
Last
pop out
I
of
checked,
holes
we're
in the
still in
ground.
the single digits, so
Well, no wonder you don't want to. You need to feel some individuality.
absolutely. There's enough of them that he didn't, really bother caring about their names. He just numbered them every 9 months or so.
There we go. All right. To Blackburn Keep. As you enter through the exterior battlements into the training courtyard where you were previously. It's evening at this point. Dusk has already set in. And some of the lanterns have already been lit, illuminating corners of the courtyard used for anyone keeping watch. As you enter into the main hall, where there's the large round fireplace that is perpetual coals rather than large roaring fire, just heating the space and being good for putting cook pots into the coals directly. There's about a dozen, maybe 15 or 16 people in various states of meal and conversation that all look up with sudden surprise at your entry. And you get a few, sort of solemn nods that you don't expect. As you tentatively make your way in. You don't see Captain Storm Surge at the moment.
I will just ask out. Has anyone seen the captain recently?
In his office.
All right. We're gonna head there. We need to speak to him. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Siegfried will start walking to this office.
Before we go to the office, can Danan ascertain what the nods were? The nods of, I don't know,
I mean, insight check.
awe or okay. Just wanted to do if they're recognized.
It's sort of tough. You're not sure if it's just acknowledgement of your presence, especially for one that has not done their time with the watch. It's a tough read. You specifically done. You know that there's a lot of different factors that should be considered here. So you're not sure.
Okay.
Not with an 11. As the group you wind up the staircase to the northern tower, the northern wall of the keep. Pardon me. Into which Captain Storm Surge has his offices set. The doors open at the moment, and you enter into a greatly appointed room. And some of you've probably seen this previously, although I think it would be new to Dunnan and Willem as one of the newest members of the Watch. Aeolus, Siegfried, and Helaras, you've seen this, where the office's decoration often changes based on who the current captain is. But since Storm Surge has been captain, it's very clearly decorated with his hobby, which is trophy hunts. And there's a bearskin rug that stretches almost 10 feet wide, set into the entryway. There's mounts of various beasts, ferocious on the walls and things like that. It's done in a tasteful manner, but it's very clear of his hobby outside of the watch as being an accomplished hunter. As you all walk in, you hear few footsteps from a room off to the side upon stone, and coming through an archway, you see Captain Storm Surge. No armor on at the moment. He's dressed in a light tunic with the symbol of Blackburn Watch emblazoned upon the lapel. Welcome. Good to see you all. I was wondering where you'd all gotten up to. It's been more than I expected. It shouldn't take that long to head up to Toadtooth. Everything okay up there?
Well, we did go to Toadtooth, yes, but then we also went somewhere else. You know that archway up there? We activated it.
He doesn't know what you're talking about.
Oh, I start explaining everything about the Bode Milestone and the Arch,
Okay.
and about Urkrit, and I roll out the treaty in front of him.
About like 2 minutes into your explanation, he goes and locks the door.
Yes.
And then he returns and pulls you all into this study space where you can all sit down comfortably.
Yeah, and I just start explaining everything. I was like, it's a lot to talk about, but
We have been around.
information.
Sort of rubs his forehead. Excuse me. Rubs his forehead for a moment and says, I swear, every time the group of you leave town, you come back with more trouble than I expect.
I mean, the mayor of Urkrit seems to be a fairly amiable fellow. Just make sure not to send anyone in the dungeon if they don't want to risk their lives.
I wouldn't say trouble. It's more potential. I would say, not trouble.
Do you also relate Matron Toadtooth's tale that she spun for you of the ancient civilization of orcs?
I won't say that, but I'll just bring it up that based on my limited investigation of Urkrit, it seemed like at some point in their history there was some kind of calamity that caused these network of gateways to collapse, and then eventually for the towns themselves to slowly disappear. Based on my reckoning, Urkrit is somewhere west of Elderthorns over the Cold Spine Mountains.
Yeah.
And there were many other archways in there that we did not activate. We saw it prudent to open a pathway back towards home, which has now seemed to be opened on Toadtooth's property.
This could be a valuable resource, too.
It ends up, the biome where it ends up is completely different. It opens up in the middle of a desert. I'm sure there's other resources there that we may not be able to get around Elderthorn.
Sort of rubbing his chin for a moment. This is something I'll bring up with the Council of Elders. They'd be the ones to make the decision on this. It wouldn't be a military matter.
Yeah, at the very least, I hand over the treaty. The mayor of Urkrit has at least deemed it acceptable that he will make some housing for anyone who decides to make the trek there. They will at least find a safe station when they cross the barrier.
Noted.
But be wary, the arch is on the property of the matron. She asked us not to disturb her property. And she also allowed us to build a road there, so that horses and other such things can approach.
That's much better then. Okay. I'll have a scout head up there and get designations of some of the space for a road. It sounds like you struck a deal with Toadtooth as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, she said
She wasn't there when we came back, so we don't know where she went.
But at least by now, if she's in the area, she'll know that the archway is now open to the other side.
It will stay open.
We don't know how long it'll stay open at the very least, but it seems more stable than when we initially went through.
That much is true, yes.
It would behoove us to discover what caused the hinges to break down in the first place, such that it won't happen again. I don't want any of our people trapped, as you describe.
Yes, I was going to suggest if that could be my next goal.
Very well. And see to it.
What has happened while we were away? Anything?
Yes. That's why I was hoping that you weren't going to be away as long as you had been. The news of Tidell's betrayal and murder of Lander is broken. You were all credited with the discovery, and impromptu justice. Some people were upset, but saw the wisdom once things were described to them in her immediate dispatching rather than holding a trial. Some of the council members would like for at least one of you to be willing to say these events happened under enchantment to confirm their validity, just to be sure.
I'll do that as the leader. It's my responsibility.
No offense, Dunnan. I'm going to just have Aeolus go and report to the council. He's the highest ranking amongst the group of you with the watch.
Not an outsider.
It's nothing personal. I want someone that's, even without enchantment, the people of the town are going to be inclined to believe than not. Just in case.
And I put my... And as much as you're our beloved leader, Dunnan, Aeolus has a pretty valuable reputation in this town.
Sure. He looks kind of disappointed at that, but says nothing.
What
How about the mayor's daughter? Has anything changed?
She's been out and about. The news was spread of her involuntary containment. But we've been making sure she stays accompanied, such that she won't be accosted by people questioning or causing too much of a hassle for her. She's still grieving in a fashion.
This takes time.
From what I understand, there was... If her timeline is to be accurate, I think even after Lander's expiration, she was being tricked to believe he was still alive with magic as well. it's difficult to come to terms with.
To think your own mother would do that, it's quite terrifying. I imagine you did a more thorough investigation of their house.
We did.
Any inkling of the mayor's motivations?
We found nothing. There's books to be expected. No scrolls, no "this is why I did it" letter.
And no references to any outside forces? Nothing?
The only thing that we pulled that we were marginally suspicious of initially was a treatises on ancient religions of Aquan, and spoke of the different deities, and how in the initial settlement of the land they seem to have mitigating effects, not quite as much, and how some people attributed the land's natural energies and the kami of the wood and the natural land to sharing the powers of divinity. But that was all. Our acolytes did a thorough review of it and found nothing that seems to indicate human sacrifice.
Would
Yes.
you mind if Willem was able to take a look at that tome?
Would you like to? Glances at you, Will.
Yeah. I like books, and I'm good
Sure.
at going through them and research.
He opens one of the drawers of his desk and places a book. It's about an inch thick. It's not quite as thick as you would have expected for the treatise on something as dense as what you were expecting, but hands it to you. Seems like it's mostly journaled accounts, and some theorizing. No concrete testing that was ever done.
Okay. Can I hold on to this?
Of course.
No?
Yeah, see that it gets returned at some point, but yes, that's fine.
Captain Stormsurge,
Yes.
this is all just an assumption right now, but whatever the mayor's motivations were, I think it must be directly connected to these archways. It's not a coincidence that the stone she had brought power to them. It's too much to be accidental.
You think she knew what the stone did? Based on what you've said?
She knew it was a power source. And she was using it to power something.
You had mentioned. I'm more worried about what she was trying to power, not what it actually does. You found no accounts describing.
But ancient religions and an ancient society that was wiped out, all related to these stones. Seems like we're finding some sort of pattern out of all these details.
It would seem so.
And one more thing, it seems like the original members of Urkrit were people like Hellerest.
Orcs.
At least up until one point, and then
No offense, as he looks at you, Hellerest. I did not know your people were one to settle down.
Neither did I.
His eyebrows raise at that.
Okay. I've never heard of this place in my life. Never heard anything, any legends, no nothing.
Not heard from Gogron either, concerning something of this sort.
well, maybe we can go check on him.
Yeah, that's
Well,
definitely what I want to do next.
yeah, Hallie already needed to speak to him. So, is there anything you need from us, Captain, while we're in town?
Not at the moment, no. We're working on identifying the causes of this rapid decomposition that beset the bat, and from what you told us, the physician and the mayor. But we're not quite at a breakthrough on that yet. Go, rest, enjoy. Please stop leaving town and bringing back contracts that you've made.
I mean, I figured we should get it in writing. I mean that the mayor of Urquhart is extremely powerful. Do not understate that to anyone who goes.
Very well. I'm going to keep Crypt under wraps for a little while until I have a council decision on it. But all of the details concerning the mayor, I'm afraid you're going to be asked about as soon as people start seeing you around town. You are free to relate the tale as need be. Try to be judicious in details depending on the makeup of your gathered audience.
Will there be a new mayor elected in the near future?
There will. Probably within the next 10 days, we'll be discussing. Each of the council members has the chance to appoint a candidate other than themselves from amongst the population that is not an avowed member of the Watch. And then the remaining council members narrow that down to 3 people. And then from there, those 3 people will make a general address to the town. We figured let Inara get over some of the grieving process before we give her more of a feeling of having her family replaced even further.
Sure.
And the council manages okay. Go, enjoy, rest. It's...
Can't wait to drink some ale.
Yep. Anything else in the group you have at Blackburn Keep?
I just asked him. In my research for regarding the bode milestones and the arches, could I possibly get access to what's her face's library? The Bat's library. Yep.
Of course. Let the acolytes know.
Also, permission for Willem to join me. He's honestly quite more literate than I am.
I suppose.
Thank you.
Looks over you, Willem. Your
I said
sister.
nothing.
Sorry?
No, you said something and I missed it.
I said he looks over to you, Willem.
No.
Isn't your next sister coming of age this spring?
Yes, she is
Fantastic.
a year younger than I.
It'll be wonderful to have more of your kin in the recruits.
Yes, there's lots of them. You're referring to number 2.
Well,
Just like a third of the watch, just the scream of
we'll see if she's number 2 or she makes you into a number 2. Heard good things.
I will always be the only named one.
Not if
Thank
she's
you.
stronger.
Just a curious question, Willem. How do your parents still find time to produce more numbers when you have so many numbers already? I mean, there must never be a quiet time for them.
Willem just kind of shudders. Every night.
Yeah, by Moradin's balls.
I think it's by his father's balls.
Definitely heard Mother scream something about balls. You're right. I don't know that it was Morden balls.
It's nuts.
Alright, on that note, get out of my office. I need to know nothing more about you and your siblings.
Alright, well, I turn to Helly. Should we head over to Gogren's now?
Please.
Go to the Faded Gate Inn. You'll find me there in the evening. Alright? For the evening.
If you don't mind, Helly, I would like to talk to Gogren as well, but...
Oh, sure.
Alright, I will go with Helly. Willem, you want to come with us, or...
Aeolus, hang back for a moment. So.
Yeah, I'll come along. I'll eventually have to bring some provisions home, but
Did the captain want Willem to stay with them for a second?
No. Just Aeolus.
Oh, Aeolus. I thought he said Willis and got his name wrong. Alright. Okay, let's go. Let's go then.
we did get a bag of holding, right?
You did. Siegfried carries it.
Yep, I have it at the moment. Do you want me to put something in there, Willem?
Well, could I carry it for a little bit? If we're gonna be going on more adventures, I want to pack this baby full of food.
Alright, sure. Try and get some clean water too, just in case.
Well, I was gonna put ale, but I guess we could put water in too.
I mean, ale's not a bad idea, but some water as well.
Bring some ale, please. Do me that favor.
Rum actually might be better, because if we find some dirty water, we can make it clean using the rum.
Noted. Anyways, and hooks it on and continues walking. Siegfried.
Alright. So, Dunnan, you're going to the Faded Gate. The rest of you are going to Gogron's. Correct?
Yep.
Yes.
Alright, sounds good.
When we split, before we... Is the Ember Braid still open, or is it too late for that?
You know that Emil is most likely still working, but
Yeah.
the shop itself would be closed because it's after sundown, as
would
per
still
the
go there.
regulations of the town.
I would still go to the Ember Braids, try to talk to Emil.
Yep. We'll
Can
come to
do
that.
that afterwards.
Sounds good. We'll come to that in a second. So the rest of you head to Gogron's. However, you know that the general store itself would be closed, but Gogron lives on the floor above, and you just go around to the back entrance and up the steps, rapping on his home door. What is it?
Ogren?
The door opens and, like, sort of hunched, sort of looking out. Hello. Come in. Yes. Elirest and friends. It is late.
Yes. We just got back into town from doing something for the watch, and we wanted to check because we heard that you hadn't been seen for a while. And we're concerned about everything around here, so we wanted to make sure you were okay.
I've been here. Who says I've not been seen?
The captain of the watch. He watches, so he should know?
Captain Watch didn't say anything about Gogron not being in town.
Oh, who said that then? Oh,
No.
Never
no.
mind. We're just checking out.
He had spoken about Gogron not, like, he had never heard Gogron speak of, like, things like Urcrypt previously.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm a little distracted, I guess.
Oh, good. No, I've been manning this store. Would you come in? He gives you a tight embrace. You feel one of your ribs sort of pop. Hurts a little bit. Hurts a lot of it, but it's what you expect. As the three of you file into a quaint and cozy living quarters. See, Gogron seems like he's gotten up from working on what looks to be maybe a quilt that he's crafting. As he sits back down and moves some of his threads and fabrics off to the side. I am sorry I don't have a lot of space for you to all sit down, but find any spot on the ground. What can I do? It's so good to see you. I heard the news. It sounds terrifying, but I'm glad you are safe.
Thank you. I actually, I know Helly just wanted to visit you, but I actually wanted to pick your mind a little bit, Kogran, if you didn't mind.
What's there to pick? You are welcome to.
So, I can't give all the details yet, just because I have orders, but in our adventures, we came across evidence of a ancient civilization with quite advanced technology that once had domain over this area and areas across the Cold Spine Mountains.
Cloud spine.
Cloud Spine Mountains, sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, Cloud Spine Mountains. I'm gonna burn that in my memory. Cloud Spine Mountains. And I say, this civilization seemed to have existed thousands of years before any of the peoples from over the ocean came, but based on what we found, it seems like this civilization was made out of orcs.
This causes him to sort of scrunch up his nose and and feeling of unexpectedness. That is strange. I would not have pegged my family for that of empires.
And then Siegfried will take out of the journal and he will show recently I came across, it seemed like they had a language that's similar to what I've seen your tribes speak, but it's quite different. And I start showing him examples of some of the orcish runes we came across.
Sure. Like the ones like spelling out Urcrypt and
Yeah.
Okay. Let's take a glance. These are the runes we would use to author something, although writing is not very common, especially amongst the nomads. We would use this for instructions and markings on maps. Not much beyond that. The common tongue is more useful for sharing written works, especially with the smaller folk, as he gestures at you and at Willem.
That makes sense.
Like, you might have some height on him, but he's probably got at least 100 pounds on you.
He's probably like twice as wide as.
Yeah, he's got some girth. And it's like built girth, not heavy set girth.
Yeah. Like from like just decades of just laboring. I'll just ask so nothing in your tribe's histories or stories passed down about Urkrit or anything like that.
Never heard the name before. It sounds nice.
I mean,
The idea of the tribes being one. Now there's a thought.
seems like they'd be nigh unstoppable, you know?
That's a different thought. Not all of them are friendly to towns like ours.
These orcs seem to be, at least, I don't know if they're warring, but they at least seem to be quite metropolitan. compared to the tribes you call family. But I wanted to ask then, Gogron, if to look into the history of the orcs, where should we start?
You would need to check with the different tribes. The only ones that I would suspect might still have any oral tradition regarding it would be the seers that travel with them. Those gifted in natural magics. And the kami of the landscape. Try to live harmoniously with them. And make sure the tribe stays on even footing with the world around it. They would be the only ones I could think of. Not encountered any in a decade or two. Maybe 3. It's been a while. Since before this one came around. He gestures at you, Helly.
Hmm.
I thought you were older, Helly. Anyways,
Nope. They just look rough.
Siegfried will say, "Well,
Rough is good. Don't
Where
be
was the
bad
last
about
time-
rough.
where was the last time you saw this tribe? Can you mark it out on the map?"
I do not know. They usually use the grasslands, north of the Pinwood. Springtime, they'd be moving away from the mountains because the streams break banks from meltwater, and it drives, not the best situation. They would not be back there until midsummer. For hunting. I would
So
try the plains to the northeast.
Okay.
Wide grasslands. Yes, I would search there.
You just might. Thank you very much for the information, Goku.
Of course, try the waters along the Sanguine River. As it gets wider and slower, that might be best.
Understood. And Siegfried will write all this down in his journal and on his map, so he doesn't forget. Is there anything we can do for you, Gogron, while we're in town?
No, you all don't know yet. A good bit of the town is regarding you as heroes that saved us from the rule of a tyrannical mayor. Heroes.
we did, after all.
The notion of...
I'd say that's undone for opening his mouth about trying to figure it out in the first place, but
I mean, they did call him a weird outsider. They left him very little recourse, but to be fair, he did yell out in the middle of a bar that we would find who murdered Lander and kill them, and he did follow through, so...
Yes.
Yeah.
Kind
Yeah,
of a
because-
cool shot, which is pretty badass sometimes, I think.
It's because we're the bloody wise mad dogs. We did our job.
Well, I think we're
Wise.
gonna go meet up with Dunnan at the Faded Gate, or at least I am. I don't know the rest of you, but thank you, Gogron. And
Yes.
if I find anything more about your people, I will share it with you.
Please do. Continue to keep Ditkarat under wraps, please.
And also, yes, and please do not tell anyone about the word Urkrit. That stays between us, all right?
Certainly. Okay. Were you hanging out with Gogron or heading over to the Faded Gate?
Oh, going out to the Faded Gate.
Noted. Okay.
He needs his beauty rest.
He's
We obviously woke him up.
quite deep in his quilting. You don't want to mess up his focus.
Yeah.
Okay. Dunnan, you head over to Amber Braid Armorers and the Hammer in Hand Smithy.
Correct, yes.
As you get close by Hammer in Hand, Amber Braid Armorers is closed, as you can tell even upon your approach, but you do hear the telltale ping of hammer striking metal, and the glow of the forge over the Choral Run as you round the left side of the structure to the open back behind. You see
Emil, it's Danan.
Emil.
I've got something you want to see, I'm sure.
You see Emil Amberbraid currently working on what appears to be a long rod that she's heated and it's now flattened, and she's just stuck it back into some coals. Hi, how are you doing? Dunnan, right? Wanna be?
Yes. And he's blushing a little bit.
Why are you bothering me?
I just came back and I have to show you that. Maybe you can tell me more and I'll take out the basher and lay it in front of her. Ever seen something like that?
Sort of holds it close to the embers and coals to get a good glow upon it. So, why didn't make it? Doesn't look like enemy of kinfolk. Where'd you get it?
Well, it's a little far off. Let's just say I found it, and
You stole it, you mean?
it's magical. It's beautiful. It's very light. Try to swing it a little bit. It's just one of the most craziest thing is
she just sort of tilts it to sort of bounce
this.
the orb a little bit. Oh, it's late. Hands it back to you.
Now watch this, and I will just swing it a little bit so that the sensor comes out, the ale, and the ale smell.
Okay. Activating the healing incense of
Yeah.
it. Okay.
Yes. Correct.
Smells like brown sugar and fresh baked bread. Aye, pleasant.
Great, isn't it? Yeah.
Aye, so you can cover your farts.
It's a nice way. Never thought of that. Yeah, pretty smart. But I just didn't come here to just show off. I just wanted to ask you, have you ever tried or ever forged something like plate mail?
Aye, I can do it. Need a right bit of material though. Yeah. Should have glanced at you. Don't look like you're carrying enough for it.
Depends on what's gonna cost me, or what the material cost is.
I mean, good steel. Or better. Looking close to 10,000 silver. Worth of material. It's more ore than I would get in a good season that I could buy off the ODMC.
10,000? Boy, that's...
Unless you've got something and I can resize it for you.
Yeah. Unfortunately not, no.
It's not cheap. It's all got to be custom made and fit, you understand?
Never thought it's that expensive. I know that it isn't cheap, but that expensive.
If I were to make it from scratch, it'd be the better part of 3 months worth of work for me. Also, I'm good, but I can't make the metal move any faster. It doesn't heat up faster just because I want it to. Doesn't matter how much you pay.
Sure.
So that also means I'm not making She's not making anything during that time. If you
I
get the
see.
supplies for me to make from scratch, I can work on it over the winter. My job's slow then. No one needs anything. Nothing's breaking on the farms. But if you found some that the size for some of the bigger folk, I could try to size it down for us. Get it right for you. That'd take me much less time.
Darn it. Alright. Well, too bad. You know, I really found some great people and I want to protect them, so I need something sturdy, but thank you, Ramil.
Pleasure.
Thank you for the time.
So I gotta get this before it gets too hot. And she takes the rod back out of the coals, and then, without looking, reaches up and grabs the handle of one of the tools, set of tongs, and sort of twists it, and looks, and then slowly starts hammering it over the horn of the anvil, putting it into a slow curve. Looks like she's working on a set of horseshoes.
Before I leave, I'll just turn around and say, well, Emil, even you need a break sometimes. You could, you know, I'm often at the Fede Inn. If you need some company or some drinks, I'm very happy to give out a drink or two. And he blushes a little bit at that. And then
Why do you think you're trying to give out a bit more than a drink there, Darren? Thank you for the offer.
well,
I prefer me work.
too bad.
She goes back to hammering the
It's
horseshoes
your
to me.
loss.
All right.
And I'll head to the Fede Inn then.
Sounds good. So you get to the Faded Gate Inn a bit before the rest of them who went to go gruns. When you enter, the noise, the sound of the space grinds to a halt as people like turn gaze, see you, and then there's a cheer that goes up throughout the room as people are raising their drinks and congratulating you on job well done. They always knew you had it in you. You're okay for an outsider. Some of them were very backhanded compliments.
Now you will understand it. All right. Well, at least you did, in the end.
By the time you finally make it to the bar through the throng of people, the rest of the group of you arrives, save Aeolus. And this causes a whole nother commotion. Another whole commotion of similar effects, although less backhanded compliments towards the group of you. Until you can finally push through the throng of admirers and well-wishers due to your actions against Tidel, that you can make it to the bar to find Dunnan, who's currently had two mugs of ale paid for and placed in front of you by various patrons.
And I'm pretty sure some people stated that Tadel was always a little weird and they all knew she was up to no good. Like people will always do afterwards.
Yeah. They always knew you had it in you. They knew you weren't too bad for an outsider.
Mm.
They knew they could sort of trust you.
And Siegfried, how does that new song come? Oh, you were working on that?
Maybe not just yet. I sort of nudged on it. You can't be telling people about my projects when they're still in the bog.
But some of your older songs would be doing nice, huh?
Yeah.
To the Bloody Mad Dogs, and I raise my
our
club.
standard Bloody Mad Dogs theme song.
Uko comes around. Food for everyone, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And 5 to 10 more ale for me tonight.
Certainly. I'm sure someone in this room will pay for it.
No, and I'll lay down the silver.
Or you can pay
You're
for
wrong.
it. Sure. Mark off 2 silver per ale.
So 100, no.
All right.
While we're at it, I kind of want to buy a barrel or two for, the road.
Sort of looks you up and down. I don't think you're strong enough to carry a barrel of ale. No offense.
Oh, don't worry about it. We have a plan.
And a nod. We do.
We do.
And I give him a wink.
So, we want a cask of your best ale and rum. Was rum the other one?
I think yes.
Right. Give you a cask of ale. Well, cask or a full barrel.
Ooh, the barrel sounds lovely.
Yeah, the barrel. I specifically was looking up dimensions on it to make sure these things can fit in a bag of holding. But the ones that are roughly about 53 gallons would fit.
Okay.
So yes, I want a barrel of both of those things.
Why don't we
That will last us for like maybe it's 2 to 3 days.
Okay. So, alright, well, for the full barrel, be 150 silver, and that's wholesale. And that's the ale. The rum would be twice that.
I guess that one we probably would want a smaller one. Thinking about it, but yes,
Okay.
perhaps just a cask of that one.
Certainly. So then be 75 for the rum.
Of course, of course. Do you have a back room that we can change money? I don't like to do it out with everybody staring.
She sort of looks around. Hey everyone, look over that way. There you go. Back room.
And then he starts digging that amount of money out of the group loot.
Okay.
The first thing we do when we come back into town is just get a bunch of booze.
And buy booze. Perfect.
Absolutely. I mean, between sessions, because it's not really worth it now. I was also going to pick up a whole bunch of, general goods, flour, things like that. We might as well do this right.
Sounds good. Okay. So the
Barrel of ale.
yeah. So the barrel of ale has 100 drinks contained within. And the cask has 50 drinks contained within.
Thank you very much, Buka.
Huh?
We quietly push them into my bag of holding that I'm holding. Are ours, you know what I mean?
Sounds good. What's the weight limit on the bag of holding again?
500 pounds.
500 pounds. Okay. Okay. So you're looking at quite a lot of that weight occupied at this point. Probably at least half of it between the liquid and the barrels themselves.
Yep.
We'll say 250 pounds are occupied with your travel alcohol at this point.
And
Which
that,
is important, not
that gives us 250 pounds worth of bacon to put in there, too.
That is a lot of pigs you need to find.
No, I was also doing research, and as far as I can tell, the general consensus is that if you do put food in there, it will expire just
Yeah.
much slower.
Yeah, I think you need a bag of colding for food.
Yeah, that's the critical role one.
Yep.
All right.
So
So
there is the suggestion that you can cast Purify food and
food and
no.
drink.
Yeah, every 3 days. Keep it fresh.
There you go.
Which
It's not the
Alan
worst
has.
idea. So we will pick up our session there next time.
Perfect.
Wonderful.